In this chapter, we shall discuss about the role of international organizations after the collapse of Soviet Union. We shall also examine that in this emerging world, how work calls for reconstructing or restructuring the international organizations to cope up with new challenges, including the rise of US power. The potential reform of the UNSC, that is United Nations Security Council, is an interesting case of reform and the difficulties. Then we turn into India's involvement, its view for the reform, and if UN has any can play any role in dealing the world dominated by one superpower. So this is all. Now, if you look on the right side, you will see the very first picture that we have is UN. It's the UN logo. You can see the world map being there. So this is the world, the emblem has a world map with ये जो left side में है, these are the olive branch which signifies the world peace. To interpret this picture, you will be having what is it, then what this logo is symbolizing. Now the very first question, why we require international organizations? If you see, there are two cartoons and these are all important. If you have seen the notes, it is there. During June 2006, Israel attacked Lebanon, saying that it was necessary to control the militant group called Hezbollah. Large number of civilians were also killed and many public buildings and many residential areas came under Israeli bombardment. The UN passed a resolution on this only in August, June में हुआ, and Israel army withdrew from the region only in October. तो ये जो दो कार्टून्स हैं which is showing the destruction and the role of, ये कॉफी एनन है जो राइट साइड में है, this is कॉफी एनन. तो ये बता रहा है that what is the role of UN and its secretary general. तो this is the very first which tells कि कहीं पर भी ऐसे unwarranted, if there are wars or any attack unwarranted without any reason, then there must be someone जो कि intervene करे and such casualties को जो है reduce करे. There should be someone which should reduce the मतलब की casualties. So now what it tells is, read the cartoon and it tells about the ineffectiveness. क्यों? जून में हुआ, अक्टूबर में विड्रॉ हुआ, जुलाई, अगस्त, सितंबर, यानी कि 3 months the people had to suffer. Usually referred as UN in Lebanon crisis in 2006. Both the cartoon represent the kind of opinions that we often hear about UN. तो एक opinion मैंने बताया that there should be some organ जो intervene करे during crisis, और दूसरा it is telling about its ineffectiveness. On the other hand, we also find UN is generally regarded the most important organization. In the eyes of many people all over the world, it is indispensable. Indispensable matlab we cannot live without it, because it represents the hope for humanity, hope of humanity for peace and progress. So this is where what I said. कभी कोई किसी पर हमला करे तो कोई तो होना चाहिए ना. तो there are two insider, ये आपके पेपर में this has come कि who spoke this, या what does it mean? The UN was not created to take humanity to heaven, but to save it from hell. ये जो मैंने बताया पहले, ये उसका मीनिंग है, which has been told by UN second secretary general. कि भाई आप अगर ये सोचो कि यूएन है तो देयर वुड बी हेवनली वर्ल्ड अक्रॉस द ग्लोब, तो इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल। हाँ, आगे जो डिस्ट्रक्शन है उसको कम करने के लिए इट कैन वर्क आउट, मीन्स यू कैन नॉट एक्सपेक्ट इट टू बी अ परफेक्ट वन। सेकेंड इज शशि थरूर फ्रॉम इंडिया, talking shop. Yes, there are a lot of speeches and meetings in UN during the annual sessions of General Assembly, but as Churchill put it, jaw is better than war. What is the meaning of this? Jaw is better than war means communication is better than battle. Arguing with words is better than battle. Isn't it better to have one place where all countries in the world can get together, bore each other, sometimes with their words, rather than bore hole into each other on battlefield? मतलब उन्होंने भी इसका एक इम्पोर्टेंस बताया है कि yes, in the UN we have the conflicts, we have the arguments, but it is better to speak with words than with weapons, because words can be कोई बीच में आकर somebody can help us, but when it is a battlefield it would only result in casualties. The two quotes suggest something important. International organizations are not answer to everything, but they are important. They help with matters of war and peace. They also help countries cooperate to make better living condition for us. मतलब वो सिर्फ हमको गाइड करते हैं, दे आर द ब्रॉड गाइडलाइंस, मतलब दे प्रोवाइड अस विद द गाइडलाइंस, दे कैन गाइड अस, but they cannot be a permanent solution. Countries have conflicts and differences. That doesn't necessarily mean they must go to war to deal with this, with the antagonism. It's not. They can instead discuss contentious issues. Contentious मतलब जो आपके जिसकी वजह से परेशानियां होती हैं, and find solutions. Indeed, even though this is rarely noticed, most conflicts and differences are resolved without going to war. बहुत कम हुआ है जब हमको war को जो है we had to take, like when Bangladesh was created, that was a time when we had to resort to war, or else if things were in the negotiation way we could have even saved that. The role of an international organization can be important in this context. It is not a super state with authority over its members. मतलब वो अपने मेंबर्स पर अपनी सुपीरियरिटी नहीं बता रहा है. It is created by and response to states. It comes into being when states agree to its creation. Once created, it can help member states resolve their problems peacefully. ये उनसे ही बना है और उनके लिए बना हुआ है. International organizations are helpful in another way. Second, nations can see that there are something they must do together. मतलब एक तो पहला क्या है, why do we need international? So that जो conflicts रहते हैं among the countries, that can be resolved by intervening. The second is there are some challenges जिनको एक country अकेले कभी deal नहीं कर सकती. For example, the pandemic. The entire world was closed. The entire world went into lockdown. सोचिए एक कंट्री ने भी अगर बोला होता कि नहीं हम आपका सपोर्ट नहीं करेंगे, हम तो ऐसे ही घूमेंगे, then what would have happened? So it is somewhere we dealt it together. There have been many issues. These are issues that are so challenging that they can be dealt only when everyone works together. Some diseases can only be eradicated if everyone in the world cooperates in inoculating or vaccinating their population. In the earlier period, I must say 60s or 70s, tuberculosis was very prevalent in the eastern side of the world. In fact, Some countries were completely cut off because of the disease. Then vaccination was there and it was used. Similarly, polio eradication. So WHO was the one which was working on this field and all the countries were supporting, UN was supporting, or iske through we could control such diseases like tuberculosis, polio. So that is important. और take global warming, और अभी जो current है वो आपका COVID है. Or take global warming and its effects. An atmospheric temperature rise because of the spread of certain chemicals called chlorofluorocarbons. And there is a danger that the sea level will rise, जो कि आजकल हो ही रहा है. You can see that how the level of the water rises at some places, thereby submerging many coastal areas, including huge cities. ऐसा कई हुआ भी है. Like tsunami के दौरान जो है इंदिरा Point, which is in Andaman and Nicobar, was submerged. Even though it emerged again, it happened. Of course, each country can try to find its own solution. But in the end, a more effective approach is to stop the warming itself. And इसके लिए इंडस्ट्रियल पावर्स को कोऑपरेट करना पड़ेगा. अब जो इंडस्ट्रियल पावर्स हैं, जहां इंडस्ट्री ज्यादा है, अगर वो लोग अपने आप को पोल्यूशन मतलब कि फ्री नहीं रखना चाहते हैं, तो व्हाट विल हैपन? डू यू थिंक पोल्यूशन जो है वो सिर्फ उनकी सिटी के ऊपर होगा? नो. Environmental degradation does not confine to any one area. जब धुआं फैलता है तो वो सब जगह फैलता है. इट इज नॉट कि भाई यहां से आया तो मैं सिर्फ इनको परेशान करूंगा, तो ऐसा तो नहीं है. So everyone needs to fight with that. Unfortunately, यानी कि सेकेंड हमारा जो रीजन है वो है कोऑपरेशन, वेयर मास cooperation is necessary. Recognizing the need for cooperation and actually cooperating are two different things. Nations can recognize need to cooperate but cannot always agree. There have been many areas how to share the cost of cooperating, how to make sure the benefits are justly divided, how to ensure that others do not break their end of the bargain and cheat on agreement. भाई अगर हम आपस में बात कर भी लेते, मतलब what does this mean is, हम आपस में बात कर लेते हैं, लेकिन कल को दूसरा जो नेशन है वो कहता है कि नहीं, हम तो we are going to break the one, we will not share the cost. So if there is an international organization, it can help produce the information, ideas about how to cooperate, provide mechanism, rules, bureaucracy to help members more confident that cost will be shared properly and that the benefits will be fairly divided, and that once a member joins, it will honor the terms and conditions. It comes to the armament, मतलब जो आर्म्स रखने का जो आपका एग्रीमेंट है वो. देन देर आर सम एरियाज वेयर हम स्पेस के लिए लेते हैं, तो उनमें ऑल दीज एरियाज जो है दे हैव बीन वेयर द इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैव हेल्प्ड टू क्लियर द डाउट्स एंड आल्सो कोऑपरेट विद ईच अदर. अगर ऐसा नहीं होगा तो मे बी देयर इज ओनली वॉर, बिकॉज एक कहेगा आई एम राइट, दूसरा कहेगा आई एम राइट. So to avoid such situations, there is someone which can help. With the end of Cold War, we can see UN may have a slightly different role. क्योंकि उस वक्त में तो there were two poles, but now if you can say US is superpower or you can say unipolar also. As US and its allies emerged victorious, there were concerned about many government and people that Western countries led by US will be so powerful that there would be no check against their wishes and desires. भाई लोगों को तो डर है, and somewhere the fear is also right, but there is something जो US के पावर को भी reduce करने की कोशिश करता है. Can the UN serve to promote dialogue and discussion with US? And could it limit the power of the American government? At some places it has done, at some places it has not been. There are areas जहां पर यूएन ने वॉर्न भी किया था, लाइक यूएन का जो यूएस का जो अटैक था वो, बट यूएस हैड टेकन इट्स प्रिविलेज. Now, how did UN come into existence? पहला हमारा था, why do we need international organizations? अब यहाँ it is not only UN. अगर हम organizations में लेबर लेते हैं, WTO लेते हैं, तो you can find that they have been trying to intervene and trying to get better benefits for those countries which have been underdeveloped or developing. So the very first is how UN came up. The First World War encouraged the world to invest in international organization to deal with conflict. Many believe such an organization would help the world to avoid war. उस वक्त, after the First World War, the League of Nations was born. लेकिन League of Nations is group, and it was, मतलब कि हिटलर ने अपने आप को उससे अलग कर दिया था. But it could not prevent Second World War. Again, there were casualties. So the UN was founded as a successor to League of Nations. You can, this comes in the assertion and need. It was established in 1945, immediately after the Second World War. The organization was set up through the signing of UN Charter by 51 states. It tried to achieve what the League could not do. League में क्या था? There was nothing like कोई एक authority नहीं थी. It was only the group who wanted to be together and avoid. But when it UN एक charter के साथ, एक constitution यानी कि rules and regulations के साथ आया, तो it helped to better interfere. The UN's objective is to prevent international conflict and to facilitate cooperation among its states. It was founded with the hope it would act to stop the conflicts between states escalating into war. And if war broke out, at least उसकी जो hostilities हैं, उनको कम कर सके. Furthermore, since conflicts often arose from the lack of social and economic development, मतलब ऊपर वाला तो आपका था इन द पॉलिटिकल मिलिट्री फील्ड, जो आपके सोशल या इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट की वजह से जो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स आते हैं, जैसे देयर आर इवन विद इन द नेशंस आल्सो, द नेशंस वांट टू डिवाइड इटसेल्फ इनटू डिफरेंट पार्ट्स, और दैट इज बिकॉज दे फील कि उनके उस एरिया को डेवलपमेंट नहीं मिला है. So UN was intended to bring countries together to improve the prospects of social and यानी कि मिलजुल कर अपने social और economic development को देखें. So that is why UN has different organs. Like आपका जो UNDP है, United Nations Developmental Program, it works on this specific program. वो आपके human development को improve करने के लिए it makes more efforts. By 2006, the UN had 192 member states. This is the मतलब कि जो book मेरे पास है उसके according. These included almost all independent states. In UN General Assembly, all members have one vote each. But in Security Council, which is basically for the security, 5 permanent members, and they are UK, Russia, US, France, and China. These states were selected as permanent because they were more powerful after the Second World War and because they constituted the victors in the war. मतलब इनको चूज करने का जो रीजन था वो ये था. द यूएन्स मोस्ट विजिबल पब्लिक फिगर, मतलब जो हम लोग ज्यादा देखते हैं, मतलब जिनको हम जानते हैं, वो है सेक्रेटरी जनरल। अभी तो द प्रेजेंट इज, नो इट इज नॉट बन की मून, बन की मून बहुत पहले जा चुके हैं। नाउ इट इज सम, आई थिंक एंटोनियो गिलेरिस, it is the one. He took over as a second. Please leave it because right now it is Anthony. The UN consists of many different structures and agencies. War and peace difference between the member states are discussed in General Assembly as well as in security. Social and economic are dealt with many agencies like WHO, UNDP, United Nations Human Rights Commission, United Nations Higher Commission for Refugees, UNICEF, UNESCO. ये इनके अलग अलग काम करते हैं. You know that इसके अंदर से WHO, you know, which is basically for the health, nutrition. UNDP जो है, it takes the income as well as the human development, यानी कि education, public facility, health, इन सबको लेता है and it tries to improvise. Then UN human rights जो है, that goes for the entire human rights watch. Refugee जो है, they have been dealing with those areas जहां पर due to the war or any other casualty आपके refugees आए तो उनको कैसे डील किया जाए. यूनिसेफ स्पेसिफिकली फॉर द चिल्ड्रंस एजुकेशन फंड, एंड यूनेस्को जो है, इट इज ऑन द कल्चरल साइंटिफिक साइड. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंड, मतलब ये तो था सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर के बाद क्यों किया गया. उसके बाद देयर वी नीडेड सम चेंजेस. आपका कोल्ड वॉर आया. तो reform and improvement are fundamental to any organization to serve the needs of the changing environment. The UN is no exception, and there have been demands for reform. However, there is little clarity and consensus. Why? भाई कभी भी कोई भी पावरफुल इंसान अपने पावर को डेलिबरेटली नहीं छोड़ना चाहे. It's a very obvious question. The two basic kinds of reform face the UN. First, reform of the organization structure and process, and a review of the issues that fall within the jurisdiction of the organization. मतलब जो दो चेंजेस लोग लाना चाहते हैं वो एक है कि इनके जो, मतलब जो अभी क्या है, 5 मेंबर्स परमानेंट, 10 आपके, तो उन स्ट्रक्चर्स के अंदर एंड द वे दे आर डीलिंग उसमें चेंजेस चाहते हैं. दूसरा, कौन कौन से इश्यूज को किसको लेना चाहिए उस पर. Almost everyone is agreed that both aspects of reform are necessary. What they cannot agree is precisely what is to be done, how it is to be done, and when it is to be done. Because if we look into the reform factor, it becomes very difficult. On the reform of structures and process, the biggest discussion has been on the functioning of Security Council. Related to this has been demand for the increase in UN security's permanent and non-permanent membership. Because जब form हुआ था, we had 51, now we are having more than 192, so there should be some changes. So that the realities of contemporary world politics are better reflected. In particular, there are proposals to increase membership from Asia, Africa, and South America. They have been untouched. Beyond this, the US and other Western countries want improvement in UN's budgetary procedure and administration. So, on the issues to be given greater priority or to be brought within the jurisdiction, some countries and experts want organization to play greater and more effective role in peace and mission, while other wants it to be development and humanitarian work. मतलब एक तरफा लोगों का मानना है, कंट्रीज का मानना है कि उनको पीस एंड सिक्योरिटी भी ज्यादा करना चाहिए, बिकॉज फर्स्ट एंड सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर हैड ऑलरेडी पुट दिस क्वेश्चन इन फ्रंट ऑफ दिस वाज अ चैलेंज. दोबारा एक थर्ड वर्ल्ड वॉर ना हो, इसके लिए द यूएन हैज टू वर्क. Whereas some of the countries, they are having the opinion that health, education, environment, gender, social, इन पर काम करना चाहिए. In my purview, both of them are very important because health, education are also the part of a government. अब भाई अगर इंडिया के अंदर इफ एजुकेशन सिस्टम और हेल्थ सिस्टम और मतलब कि ह्यूमन राइट्स इज नॉट इम्प्लीमेंटेड, उसमें कोई भी बाहर का इंसान तब तक काम नहीं कर सकता जब तक हम खुद ना करें. Whereas जो आपका पीस एंड सिक्योरिटी मिशन है, it is very important because there have been situations when there was a danger of third world war, but ऐसा prevent हुआ. That is because of some fear, some organ. The UN was established in 1945, immediately after the Second World War. The way it was organized and functioned reflected the realities of the world politics after Second World War. Cold War के बाद अलग था. The Soviet, after Cold War, Soviet तो था ही नहीं. US became the strongest power. The relation between Russia, the successor of US, Soviet Union and US is now more cooperative. पहले तो वो दोनों दो poles थे, but now they are more into cooperation. China has become an emerging power with India following. Next is the economies of Asia are growing. पहले वो बिल्कुल stagnant थे. Now we have already studied कि in Asia there are so many cooperations जिसकी वजह से वो लोग एक पूरा region को develop करने में लगे हैं. Many new countries have joined the UN. मतलब ये लोग तो बाद में ही हुए थे ना. पहले तो ये सोवियत यूनियन के अंडर थे. So they all were सोवियत यूनियन ही उनका माना जाता था. But now after Cold War जब collapse हो गया, जब आपका Cold War end हो गया, तो those countries which came independent, they became the members. A whole new set of challenges confronts the world. Genocide, यानी कि mass killing, civil war, which is popular in many of the मतलब कि Gulf countries, ethnic conflict, Sri Lanka, you can take the example. Terrorism, which is common to all the countries, nuclear proliferation, climate change, environmental degradation, epidemics. अब ये नए नए आपके जो challenges हैं वो आ चुके हैं. Terrorism was not a word before war. उन दिनों में war was more prevalent, but now terrorism is more prevalent. Specifically, world जो आपके World Trade Tower पर जब attack हुआ था, US became more stern. In this situation in 89, as the Cold War was ending, the question was क्या UN enough कर रहा है? Is it equipped? क्योंकि नए countries नहीं थे ना पहले, तो उनके problems को भी तो अब लेकर जाना पड़ेगा ना. So what reforms are necessary? And for the past decade and a half, member states have been trying to find satisfactory and कुछ चीजें तो they are doing at their end, but कुछ चीजें time के साथ आई हैं. Like if I talk about the problems what I faced in my school, you will not be having the same thing. So definitely we need a reform now. हमें reform चाहिए. हमारे time में what was the problem? हमारा problem ये होता था कि we were overburdened with मतलब कि learning. We never had the project work. I never मतलब हमारा project work होता था सिर्फ एक science के अंदर. And then it was in the मतलब कि we did not have the word physical education. हमारा होता था कि sports. तो जो games का हमारा एक फाइल बनता था वही हमारी फाइल होती. We never had this much of practical. जैसे अभी 20 marks का practical है, 80 marks का है. We used to have the test for 100 marks. और हमारे मतलब कि it was made compulsory that English and languages में the teacher should never give full marks. So to score marks was not challenging. It was next to impossible. Then when I was in 10th standard, at that time, we used to have the syllabus covering from 9 to 10. And of course, in 11th and 12th, we had separate syllabus. लेकिन 9th and 10th हमारा combined होता था. और इतने आप मानोगे नहीं, मुझे अभी भी याद है, I had learned 34 theorems. So it was very difficult. उन दिनों का जो difficulty था, that was different. बट हमारे पास सब्जेक्ट बहुत ही मतलब वही होते थे. अभी क्या है, the things have changed. So if we are using the same procedure what we used in that during that period, it would not be relevant for today. The similar is for UN organ. CBSE has brought so many changes. It is bringing up so many changes. Earlier it was education oriented, now it is child oriented. तो यूएन में भी ऐसा ही था. जब स्टार्ट हुआ था तो इट ओनली फोकस्ड ऑन द मेन एरियाज की जो सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर से डिस्ट्रक्शन हुआ था, ऐसा डिस्ट्रक्शन दोबारा नहीं होना चाहिए एंड डेवलपमेंट शुड बी देयर विद कोऑपरेशन. बट जैसे जैसे आपके मेंबर कंट्री स्टार्ट हुए तो उन पहले जो कंट्रीज थी दे वर पावरफुल, जो बाद में आए they were not having that much of economic or social development, so they needed support in that area also. So while the case for reform has widespread support, getting agreement on what to do, let us examine the debate of reform of UN Security Council. In 1992, they had a resolution. उनमें 3 complaints आई थी. First, the Security Council is no longer representing the contemporary political world realities, जो अभी आपको मैंने through the CBSE example बताया. Its decisions reflect only Western values and interests and are dominated by few powers because they were the one which were in the very beginning. It lacks equitable representation. In view of these growing demands for the restructuring of UN, on Jan 1, 1997, the UN Secretary Kofi Annan initiated an inquiry on how UN should be reformed, how the security members should be chosen. In the years since then, the following are just some of the criteria that have been proposed. A new member को क्या होना चाहिए? A major economic power. मतलब economically that power should be, they should be improving, increasing. A major military power, arsenals. A substantial contributor to UN budget. Big nation in terms of population, which respects democracy and human rights. A country that would make council more representative of world diversity in terms of geographical, economical and cultural system. माने कि वो जो country है, it should be having a diversity inside it so that it is contributing in that way. ये आपका जो है, if you see, these are the 10 major contributors to UN regular budget. US आपका सबसे ज्यादा है. Second is Japan, Germany third, UK, then France, Italy, Canada, Spain, China and Mexico. These are the contributors. So they want कि जो आपके ये contribution है, it should be more. Clearly, each of these criteria has some validity. Government saw advantages in some criteria and disadvantage in depending on their interest. Like जैसे कि यूएन के बजट में हर एक कंट्रीब्यूट नहीं कर पाता है. अगर डेमोक्रेटिक है तो दे मे नॉट बी हैविंग द डाइवर्सिटी है तो पॉपुलेशन नहीं है. Even if they had no desire to be members themselves, country could see that criteria were problematic. मतलब किसी और को भी सपोर्ट करना है तो कैसे? हाउ बिग एन इकोनॉमी और मिलिट्री पावर डिड यू हैव टू क्वालिफाई? है इसमें लिखा है. मतलब इकोनॉमी मतलब किस चीज को आप इकोनॉमी बोल रहे हो? एनी परसेंटेज, एनी क्राइटेरिया? व्हाट लेवल ऑफ बजट कंट्रीब्यूशन वुड एनेबल टू बाय इट्स वे? अब यहाँ पे 22% है, तो व्हाट इज द परसेंटेज बी मिनिमम रिक्वायर्ड टू बिकम Was a big population an asset or a liability? If respect for democracy was, countries with excellent records would be in line to be members, but would they be effective? मतलब कई लोगों को लगा कि दिस इज नॉट द राइट क्राइटेरिया, लेकिन और इसका कोई क्लैरिटी नहीं. Furthermore, how was the matter of representation to be resolved? Did equitable matlab representation in geographical term means there should be one seat each for Asia, Africa, Latin and Caribbean? Yeah, should the representatives on the other hand by region or sub-region? मतलब equitable आप किसको बोल रहे हैं? Why not by levels of economic development? Why not, in other words, give more seats to members of developing countries? Even here, there are difficulties. The developing world consists of countries at many different levels. Let's say we are on second developing stage. हमसे नीचे भी है. What about culture? Should different cultures or civilization give given representation? How does one divide world by civilization or culture? मतलब इन सब questions के हमारे पास answers नहीं है. What should be the criteria? Like World Bank criteria रखता है कि PCI इतना होना चाहिए to मतलब कि to become a developed country, to be in the line of developed country. तो ऐसा कोई criteria है? और can we divide people on the basis of culture? How can we assess ये culture ऊपर है ये नीचे है? A related issue was to change the nature of membership altogether. Some insisted, for instance, the veto power be abolished. अब आपके पेपर में क्वेश्चन था. It was not anything from the मतलब it was a debate. What do you understand by veto power? Many perceive veto to be conflict with the concept of democracy and sovereign equality in the UN and thought veto was no longer right or relevant. जो countries इनको oppose करती हैं, उनका मानना है कि एक तो अब world politics में we have changed, तो veto doesn't have relevance. दूसरा, जब हम कहते हैं सोवरीन डेमोक्रेटिक इन नेचर, जब आप चाहते हो कि आपका मेंबर डेमोक्रेटिक इन नेचर होगा तो आपने वीटो करके, तो वीटो का मतलब तो नॉन डेमोक्रेटिक हो गया. बट इफ यू लुक ऑन द अदर साइड, मतलब एज अ डिबेट आई एम स्पीकिंग अप, इफ वीटो इज नॉट देयर द पावर्स कैन बी मिसयूज्ड. क्योंकि वीटो से क्या होता है, देयर इज समवन हु assess it, evaluate it. In the Security Council, there are 5 permanent and 10 non-permanent. The charter gave the permanent members the privileged position to bring stability after the Second World War. इनको क्यों रखा गया था? पहली बात, they are the largest contributors. They are powerful. The main privileges of the 5 members are permanency and veto power. Whereas the non-permanent serve only for 2 years and give way after that period to newly elected members. A country cannot be re-elected immediately after completing a term of 2 years. And they are elected in a manner so that they represent all the continents. मतलब जैसे आपका एशिया है, so Asia say India had got the membership, so we represented our own region. तो मे बी हमारे बाद जिसको भी देते हैं, that person again will be representing. तो इस तरीके से they wanted equal representation to be given to all. Most importantly, they do not have the veto power. In taking decision, the Security Council proceeds by voting. All members have one vote. However, the permanent members can vote in a negative manner, even though if all the permanent and non-members voted for a particular decision, any permanent members negative vote can stall the decision. एक बार ऐसा मतलब अभी recently हुआ था, not to speak, but recently हुआ था. China had stalled one of the decisions. उससे एक तरफ तो फायदा मिलता है और एक तरफ आपका जो है नुकसान होता है. फायदा ये होता है कि गलत डिसीजन होने से बच सकते हैं, लेकिन नुकसान होता है if the decision is affecting the politics of some other country. While there has been a move to abolish or modify the veto, there is also realization that permanent members are unlikely to agree. वो क्यों agree करेंगे भाई? The world may not be ready for such radical step, even though the Cold War is over. Without veto, there is the danger, as in 45, greater power would lose the interest and they would be doing what pleased outside it. And without their support, the body would be ineffective. That is what I said कि भाई उनको वो चीज मिल रही है तो they would work for the betterment. But if they don't get any betterment, अगर हमको कोई फायदा नहीं मिल रहा, why would we be there? So this is one of the questions. The next comes is, what is the jurisdiction of UN? Jurisdiction means what is their area? The question of membership is a serious one. Though there are more substantial issues, as UN completed 60 years, the heads of all the member states met in September 2005 to celebrate the anniversary and review the situation. They decided that the following steps should be taken to make UN more relevant. First, creation of Peace Building Commission. Acceptance of responsibility of the international community in case of failures of national government to protect their own cities from atrocity. This was basically when the problems of refugees, मतलब कि illegal migrants जो आया, तो this was discussed at length. ये काफी मतलब डीप उसमें डिस्कस किया गया था कि the government is not able to protect it. Illegal migrants हो जाए आपके होते उनको, then what to do? Establishment of a Human Rights Council, agreement to achieve the Millennium Developmental Goal, condemnation of terrorism, which is one of the very important issue, क्योंकि आज के डे में हमें वॉर से ज्यादा टेररिज्म को ज्यादा फाइट. आपको पता है फॉर द पास्ट फ्यू डेज देयर हैव बीन इंसिडेंट्स. Creation of a democracy fund, an agreement to wind up the trusteeship council. Now trusteeship is not there, मतलब उसको खत्म कर दिया गया. It is not hard to see these are equally contentious issues for UN. What should a peace building commission do? क्या करेगा वो? Peace को build करना. There are any number of conflicts all over the world. किसमें उनको interfere करना है? मतलब this is one question. Is it possible or even desirable for it? ये वाला जो कार्टून है, it has come in the exam. I'll just take up this. In each and every conflict, similarly, what is the responsibility of the international community in dealing with atrocity? Problem क्या है कि मान लो एक कंट्री के से मतलब कि रेफ्यूजीज आ रहे हैं, वो कंट्री मानेगी आपकी प्रॉब्लम? What are human rights? Who should determine कि human rights किसको कहते हैं? What is its violation? And given that so many countries are still part of developing world, how realistic is for UN to achieve an ambitious set goal as Millennium Developmental Goals? ये भी आपके नीचे है. Can there be any agreement on definition of terrorism? How shall UN use funds to promote democracy? मतलब these are the questions in which they are still stuck up. Now, if you look at this one, Darfur, if you read about it, you will find that यहाँ पर there is severe problems. Humanitarian crisis मतलब वहां पर लोगों को जो है, if you see there, it is written in this, आप देख सकते हो, starvation, then आपका मतलब there are so many problems, वहां peace नहीं है, starvation है, but and they are begging, and if you see the people are बिल्कुल कंकाल के जैसे लग रहे हैं, they are looking like skeletons, and the mother is begging, मतलब not only horror, never ending problems. तो वो कहते हैं कि इस दारफुर which is in Sudan, there has been many, तो इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी जो है उन्होंने promises तो किए हैं, but if you see a big helping of words, they are merely words. How do you think UN can intervene in the situation like this? What would that require a change? अब इसके अंदर जहां पे उनके कंट्री के अंदर ये प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही हैं, इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटीज प्रॉमिस कर रही है, बट नथिंग हैज बीन डन. तो व्हाट यूएन कैन डू इन सच अ सिचुएशन? दिस इज व्हाट दे वांट टू कन्वे थ्रू दिस पिक्चर. ये पेपर में भी आया हुआ है. दिस हैज कम इन द पेपर ऑल्सो कि व्हाट इज द दारफुर क्राइसिस. We need to read all these. ये जो बॉक्स में दिया हुआ है आपके, ह्यूमन राइट्स, एमनेस्टी इंटरनेशनल, देन आपका IAEA, we have already done in the short session, लेकिन we need to also understand them at length because they are going to be only part of your 1 mark में. उनका मतलब कि what is its basic criteria, why they have been formed, how they are helpful, where they are working, ये सारा आपका जो है मतलब हम इसके अंदर डिस्कस करते हैं. एंड देन आपका जो है नेक्स्ट आता है आपका यूएन एंड इंडिया एंड यूएन रिफॉर्म्स. नाउ हमारा जो एक था मिलेनियम डेवलपमेंटल गोल्स, यहाँ पर हम लोगों ने पढ़ा था कि व्हाट आर द मिलेनियम डेवलपमेंटल गोल्स. तो मिलेनियम डेवलपमेंटल गोल्स जो है विच इज मतलब यूएन का, दे हैव 8 एरियाज. उनका जो है 8 एरियाज हैं जिसके अंदर दे वांट द डेवलपमेंट शुड बी देयर. One is poverty, eradication of poverty, hunger, universal primary education, then equality, empowering the women, then reducing the what you call as IMR, infant mortality rate. Then it should be promoting the maternal health, fighting the diseases like HIV, AIDS, and other diseases, as well as promotion of or providing the sustainability for environment. ये आपके millennium developmental goals में आते हैं. There are 8 developmental goals which have been categorized by UN. And this is the question ki how it can be done. Why it is said that like you, if you see, right now you can see that there is a war, conflicts, Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Hamas, ऐसे आपके चल रहे हैं. And not only casualties, there are atrocities. Casualties है आपके मर रहे हैं. Atrocities like maiming, raping, murder. So what is the role? How effective are the members? How we are putting the pressure? तो इन चीजों में we need more reforms, जहां पर the developing countries also have their own areas. So that is what the reform was. The next we will be studying in the next class is India and UN's reforms and India's stand for, India's wish for its permanent veto power. Why it is not given? क्योंकि हम तो सारी की सारी क्राइटेरिया में आते हैं. And then in the coming area, मतलब की era, will UN be having relevancy? क्योंकि अभी आपका सुपर पावर इज यूएस. of course China is definitely coming up, India मतलब कि आ रहा है, but will it be able to, does it have the relevance, and what can be done for betterment? Last but not the least is that we can say that you cannot say UN is a solution, but in the absence of such organizations, maybe the world is worse. We need such definitely organizations. Maybe हम लोगों को मिलकर इसमें changes लाने हैं, हर एक organ में लाना है, so that we are working in a better manner. There are so many issues which we have solved, and there are so many issues which needs to be solved. This is the principal organ of UN system. The Security Council, which deals with the world security, उसका subsidiary है, आपको मतलब you don't need to. Then the General Assembly, which is जिसके अंदर सारे 192 आपके states जो हैं, they are मतलब कि their major decision is required. Then आपका ICJ, Secretariat is administration, जो उनके मतलब कि ओवरऑल वर्क को देखता है. इकोनॉमिक एंड सोशल जो है उनके आपके जो है दे हैव द सब्सिडायरी, एंड ट्रस्टी का जो शिप है नाउ इट हैज बीन मतलब इसको डिसॉल्व कर दिया गया. अगर हम जनरल असेंबली को देखते हैं तो इनके आपके हैं आपके कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑन ट्रेड एंड डेवलपमेंट जो हम पहले पढ़ चुके हैं. देन यूएनडीपी, यूएनईपी, यूनिसेफ, यूएनएफपीए, देन आपका डब्ल्यूएफपी, ये सारे आपके जो हैं जनरल असेंबली के अंदर. सो दे आर टॉकिंग अबाउट दे आर एंड अदर स्पेशलाइज्ड एजेंसीज के अंदर आपके आ जाते हैं. दैट इज आपका आईएलओ, एफएओ, एजुकेशनल साइंटिफिक यूनेस्को, आपका WHO, वर्ल्ड बैंक, IMF. दे आर ऑल द स्पेशलाइज्ड आपके इकोनॉमिक एंड सोशल काउंसिल के अंदर. They are specialized agency for the economic and social council. So this is what we say the role of UN. In the next class, of course, we would be at length discussing about UN, India, India's role, and India's wish, desire, and why it has not been fulfilled.